They laughed at you because they thought you were easy prey. They saw your face, smooth and youthful, and assumed time hadn't touched you yet, so neither had wisdom. That was their first mistake. They confused your glow with weakness, your calm with ignorance, your fresh energy with inexperience. They thought, this one is soft. We can play games, we can manipulate, we can get away with it. What they didn't expect was the reality check that came next. Every trick they tried collapsed in their hands, and every lie they spun was torn apart by your sharper mind. The truth is simple. Looking younger than your age made them underestimate you. And when people underestimate you, they reveal themselves. They expose their arrogance, their jealousy, their hunger to control. They stare at you and think, too young to know better. But you've lived enough battles, scars, and betrayals to see right through them. That's why they hate you. Because no matter how they scheme, you still stand untouchable, carrying a strength their tired faces will never hide. And if you're listening right now, do me a favor. Press that like button and subscribe. Not just for me, but as a way of saying, I see it too. Every time you do, it sends a signal to the universe that these words matter, that this voice is worth amplifying. Look around at how they treat you. Have you noticed it? The quick glances when you walk into the room, the silence after you speak, the little comments that sound like compliments but drip with envy. They're unsettled by you because your presence disrupts the balance they cling to. It's like the quiet after a storm. You're standing tall while they're still shaken, still drenched, still wondering why their attacks never landed. They thought you'd be broken. Instead, you're glowing. They thought you'd be tired. Instead, you look untouched. Think back to the past. How many times did someone assume you were naive just because you looked younger? At work, they probably tried to test you with tasks meant to overwhelm, and you finished them with ease. In relationships, maybe someone thought they could outsmart you, only to realize you'd already read their moves before they made them. Again and again, their arrogance backfired. They thought they could play with you. Instead, they played themselves. Science can say it's genes or lifestyle, but let's be honest, this goes deeper. There are people who eat the same food, drink the same water, and live the same lives, yet they carry exhaustion on their faces. They look older than they are because they've been consumed by envy, regret, and bitterness. You look younger because you don't let that poison in. You carry lightness even after heavy storms. That's the difference, and that's what cuts them the deepest. They can't stand the fact that betrayal didn't age you. They can't stand the fact that rejection didn't break you. They can't stand that while their faces carry every mistake they made, yours carries victory, resilience, and strength. You're living proof that no matter what they throw, it never sticks, and that truth alone burns them more than any revenge could. So let this sink in. Looking younger than your age is not just luck. It's a message. It's the universe telling you what they tried to destroy in you never worked. And every time they see your face, they're reminded of their failure. And here's where I want you to lean in, chosen one. If you've ever had people look at you and mistake your youthful glow for weakness, this message is for you. They thought your fresh face meant you were easy to fool, easy to control, easy to break. But if you've been listening closely, you already know that mistake cost them more than they'll ever admit. Drop a comment below with the words, "Still untouched," if you know exactly what it feels like to be underestimated and then rise above. Because this community isn't just about hearing the truth, it's about standing together as proof. And listen, don't rush. Stay with me till the very end, because what I'm about to share will confirm things you've always felt in your bones but could never put into words. If you are truly one of the chosen ones, you'll feel that pull, that tug inside, urging you to hear it all. That's not an accident, that's your confirmation. So let's dive into it step by step, and by the time we're done, you'll understand exactly why looking younger than your age has been both your blessing and their greatest downfall. Number 1. Calm that cuts like a blade. They thought your silence meant weakness, but your calm was the sword that sliced through their chaos. They looked at you and thought, too quiet, too peaceful, too easy. They mistook your calm for naivety, your composure for softness, your stillness for inexperience. They thought they could stir you up, knock you off balance, drag you into their circus of chaos, and win. But instead, they ended up punching at the air, wearing themselves out while you stood untouched. That's why you look younger. That's why your face doesn't crack under pressure. Because your inner peace is not a mask, it's your shield. Think about this. Why do so many people look older than they are? It's not just biology, it's not just food or sleep. It's the stress they carry like chains. Every grudge, every resentment, every midnight argument they replay in their minds leaves a mark. You can see it on their skin, in their posture, even in their eyes. Life aged them before their time because they allowed bitterness to live rent-free in their bodies. And when they looked at you, glowing, vibrant, younger than your years, they assumed you hadn't lived through the same storms. But you have. The difference is, you didn't let the storms own you. That's the brutal truth they don't want to admit. You've been through heartbreaks, betrayals, failures, and losses just like everyone else. The universe didn't spare you from pain. What it did was sharpen you. You didn't let those wounds rot into scars that aged you. You let them teach you. And when you chose peace instead of bitterness, that decision wrote itself on your face, on your body, in your energy. That's why you shine. That's why you look untouched. That's why they can't stand it. Ask yourself this. How many times have people tried to drag you into their drama? How many times did someone poke at you, waiting for you to explode? And when you didn't give them what they wanted, what happened? They got louder. They grew angrier. They exposed themselves. Because your calm was never weakness, it was exposure. It showed them who they really are. That's why your peace is dangerous. It's a mirror they can't stand to look into. Let's get real with an example. Picture someone who carries stress like a badge of honor. They're always rushing, always complaining, always looking for someone to fight. Over time, you can see how it shapes them. Their face droops, their back curves, their eyes lose light. Now picture you, chosen one. You walk in with that glow, with that steady energy that says, I don't need to fight to prove I've won. Who looks younger? Who looks stronger? That's not vanity. That's evidence. Your peace preserves you. Their chaos eats them alive, and it enrages them because they tried to project their stress onto you. They tried to dump their poison in your lap, hoping you'd drink it too, but you didn't. You stayed unshaken, and now, every time they see you, they see their own failure. That's the gut punch. Your peace is their punishment. Your calmness is the proof that their weapons didn't work. Inner peace doesn't make you weak. It makes you untouchable. That's the line they'll never understand, because they confuse noise with power, and they confuse stillness with defeat. But power is in control, not in chaos. Power is in choosing when to react, not in reacting to everything. That's why your inner peace radiates outward. It's a power they can't mimic. They can buy creams, surgeries, supplements and filters, but none of it hides the fact that stress ages them and serenity preserves you. You might wonder, why does peace make me look younger? Think about your body. Stress floods people with chemicals, cortisol, adrenaline, day after day, breaking them down. It steals sleep, weakens skin, damages health. But when you live in peace, your body gets to heal, your mind rests, your spirit breathes. That's why chosen ones glow. It's not magic, it's mastery. You learned how to stay steady when the world spins. You learned how to breathe when others choke. You learned how to let go when others hold grudges. That choice is written on you like a crown they can't take away. And let me tell you something that might sting them even more. Every time they tried to drag you into their chaos, they aged themselves twice as fast. Their bitterness carved into their skin while your calm softened yours. Their late nights of envy drained their eyes while your quiet strength sharpened yours. They sacrificed their youth to hatred. You preserved yours with peace. That's the contrast. That's the dagger. It reminds me of this. Imagine two soldiers in the same war. One panics, screams, and burns out his energy in the first battle. The other stays calm, steady, conserving his strength, fighting only when needed. By the end, one is exhausted and broken. The other is still standing, looking untouched. That's you, chosen one. You've been through wars they don't even know about, yet you walk into rooms with a glow that makes people question everything. And that's why they thought they could mess with you. They assumed your peace was a blank canvas for their chaos. They thought, this one won't see me coming, this one won't fight back. But when their tricks failed, when their manipulation crumbled, when their chaos bounced back onto them, they realized too late. Your peace was never emptiness. It was armor. So let this burn into their memory. Every time they look at your youthful face, they're not seeing inexperience. They're seeing survival. They're seeing battles you endured without letting them age you. They're seeing the price of their envy written on themselves, while your face reflects resilience. And the more they hate it, the more it shows on them. That's the sweet revenge. Your peace ages them while it preserves you. You can't buy this glow. You can't fake this calm. You either earn it through fire or you live without it forever. Chosen one, understand this. Your inner peace is not just a blessing, it's a weapon. It confuses your enemies, it protects your spirit, and it carves your strength into every year you live. That's why you look younger. Not because life spared you, but because you mastered life. They thought they could mess with you, but the truth is, they could never touch you. And the more they try, the more the universe makes sure it shows. Number 2, you refuse to carry their chains. They chained themselves to drama, but you broke free, and that freedom carved years off your face. One of the deepest reasons you look younger than your age, chosen one, is simple. You refuse to be dragged into the endless circus of society's drama. While the masses chase approval, fight for validation, and trade their peace for popularity, you quietly stepped out of line. That single decision did more for you than they'll ever understand. It preserved your spirit, protected your energy, and kept your face untouched while theirs crumbled under pressure. Most people live their lives as prisoners of other people's opinions. They wake up already comparing themselves. They scroll through feeds, watching someone else's highlight reel, and feel smaller by the second. They gossip at work, fight over trends, brag about what they can't afford, and smile through teeth clenched with envy. Tell me, how could someone like that not age before their time? How could someone drowning in that much noise not look exhausted? That constant striving, that desperate need to be seen, eats away at them. And when they look at you, glowing and calm, they assume life handed you something easier. But the truth? You just refuse to sell your soul to their system. Freedom doesn't just lighten your spirit, it erases the years their drama carved into them. Imagine this. Two people start the same day. One is consumed by gossip. They wake up scrolling, already angry, already comparing, already plotting how to prove themselves. By noon, they're drained, their face tight, their mind chaotic. The other wakes up like you, choosing peace, choosing focus, choosing not to carry the weight of other people's nonsense. By noon, you're energized, glowing, walking into the world like you own it. Same hours, different choices. That's why they look worn out while you look untouched. Have you noticed how people try to bait you into their drama? They throw comments, hoping you'll react. They whisper behind your back, hoping you'll fight. They dangle temptations of competition, hoping you'll take the bait. And when you don't, when you walk away without blinking, it infuriates them. Why? Because your refusal proves how small they really are. Your silence is louder than their gossip. Your indifference is deadlier than their jealousy. That's why you stay radiant while they crumble under their own noise. They thought ignoring the drama made you weak, but the truth is, ignoring it made you ageless. Think about society's traps, the constant ladder climbing, the obsession with proving who has more, who looks better, who's winning. But here's the question, winning what? Who set those rules? The same people who age themselves trying to play a game that never ends. You saw through it. You realized the game was designed to keep them enslaved, and instead of joining, you walked away. That's what keeps you young, not denial of the world, but refusal to be its puppet. Imagine walking into a crowded room. Everyone's eyes dart back and forth, watching each other, calculating, comparing. They're exhausted by invisible battles. Then you walk in, steady, calm, not playing by their rules. You don't have to say a word. Your very presence exposes the absurdity of their drama. That's why they glare. That's why they whisper. Because you remind them of the years they wasted chasing approval while you built strength in silence. Drama drains years. Peace preserves them. And let's be real, this is why they thought they could mess with you. They assumed, if this one isn't fighting for approval, maybe they're too simple, too soft, too blind. They thought your refusal to gossip meant ignorance. They thought your indifference to trends meant weakness. But when they tried to manipulate you, when they tried to use the same tired tricks they use on everyone else, they found something they weren't prepared for. They found someone who couldn't be bribed by status, flattered by fake praise, or distracted by chaos. They found someone who didn't need their game at all. And here's the sweetest part. Every time they tried to involve you in their nonsense, they only aged themselves faster. Picture it like this. Imagine someone carrying buckets of water up a hill every day while you stand at the top with your hands free. Eventually, their back bends, their skin cracks, their strength fades. You're still standing tall. That's what society's drama does. It bends people under weight they were never meant to carry. And because you refused the buckets, you walk lighter, brighter, younger. You might be asking, but doesn't walking away sometimes make me feel alone? Of course it does. And that's what scares most people into staying in the drama. They're terrified of being left out. But chosen one, you already know. Peace is worth more than belonging to a group of people destroying themselves. Every moment you chose silence over gossip, solitude over fake company, growth over comparison. You invested in yourself. And the return on that investment shows every time someone mistakes you for being younger than your years. Let me drop this on you. You age by the weight you carry, not the years you live. And that's why you're different. They carry gossip, envy, comparison, debt, jealousy. You carry none of that. You carry wisdom, self-control, and peace. The weight you dropped is the reason your spirit stays light and your face stays fresh. Think back. How many times has someone said, "You don't even look your age"? They meant it as surprise, maybe even as flattery. But what they didn't realize is that it's not just about genetics. It's about choices. You chose not to be a slave to drama. You chose not to waste energy proving yourself to people who don't matter. And that choice shows every time someone mistakes you for being years younger than you are. They can chase likes. You'll keep your life. That's the final gut punch. While they measure their worth by views, followers, gossip, and status symbols, you measure yours by peace, growth, and freedom. And in the end, that's why your glow lasts and theirs fades. They thought they could manipulate you, overwhelm you, drag you into their noise. Instead, they exposed themselves. And now, every time they see your face, younger, fresher, calmer, they're reminded of their failure. So never forget this. You don't just look younger because of skincare, sleep, or luck. You look younger because you refused to carry what they carried. You dropped the chains. You stepped out of the circus. You chose freedom. And freedom, chosen one, is the fountain of youth they'll never taste. Number 3. You rise from wounds faster than they can watch. They wanted your scars to be permanent, but your healing turned their victory into dust. Chosen one of the greatest reasons you look younger than your age is this: you heal faster than they ever imagined. Not just your body, but your mind, your heart, your entire spirit. What breaks others for years only bends you for a moment. What leaves them bitter and scarred only sharpens your wisdom and deepens your glow. They counted on your pain keeping you down. They bet on your wounds aging you. But every time they look at you now, fresh and untouchable, it reminds them you are built to recover, and they are built to rot in their regrets. Let's get real. Most people don't let go of pain. They replay betrayals in their minds for decades. They carry heartbreak like a badge. They live in resentment until it shows in their faces, in their tired eyes, in the way their bodies slump under invisible weight. But you don't let negativity rent space in your soul. You feel it fully, but then you process it, learn, release. That's why your skin doesn't sag with bitterness. That's why your spirit doesn't dim with regret. That's why people look at you and say, "How are you still standing? How do you still look so light?" Imagine two people walking through the same storm. One refuses to leave the rain, clinging to the cold, shivering, drenched. The other dries themselves off, warms by the fire, and moves on. Who will look younger by the end? That's you, chosen one. You don't let storms define you, you let them pass. Wounds don't age you, clinging to them does. And that's what the enemy never understood. They thought betrayal would break you. They thought rejection would scar you forever. They thought the setbacks would freeze you in place. Instead, each wound became fuel. Each scar became a story. Each failure became a stepping stone. They can't understand how you come back brighter after battles, how you glow stronger after storms. It frustrates them because while they're still bleeding from their own choices, you're already walking forward healed. So remember this: Your rapid healing is not weakness, it's power. It's why you look untouched while others look worn out. It's why your youth confuses them. They thought they could mess with you, but every cut they caused only turned into proof of your resilience. Number 4. You radiate a light they can't dim. They thought your glow was makeup, luck, or privilege. What they never admitted is that it's proof of everything they failed to destroy in you. Chosen one, let's expose this truth. One reason you look far younger than your age is because you carry a glow that no product, filter, or surgery could ever manufacture. It's not bought, it's not borrowed, it's built from the inside out. Your glow is the sum of everything you've overcome, the peace you've protected, the strength you've earned, and that's exactly why it burns them. Because while they're busy chasing artificial shine, yours is untouchable, unstoppable, undeniable. Ask yourself this: why do they look so drained even after doing everything right? Why does someone with all the creams, diets, and treatments still appear older, heavier, and tired? Because their glow is fake. It's paint on a broken wall. But you radiate from within. Your energy is clean. Your spirit is aligned. Your presence itself feels like fresh air. That's what confuses them. That's what unsettles them. Light doesn't need to announce itself. It simply reveals the shadows. Imagine walking into a room where people are hiding their insecurities behind masks. The moment you step in, their act crumbles. They feel exposed because your glow makes their fakeness obvious. It's not that you're trying to outshine anyone. You're simply living in truth, and truth has a way of burning through illusions. What they don't see is the inner work behind your radiance. They think glow equals softness, but your light wasn't born from an easy path. It came from battles survived, grudges released, negativity cut off, and forgiveness that freed you from chains. Your glow is resilience turned visible, and while they try to interpret it as naivety, the reality is it's a crown forged in fire. Your glow is their mirror, and they hate what it reflects back at them. So every time they stare at you, wondering why you look untouched, remind yourself, this isn't just about youthfulness, it's about proof. Proof that no storm broke you. Proof that no enemy dimmed you. Proof that you chose alignment over chaos, and it shows. That's why they thought they could mess with you, but your glow is the reminder they never had a chance. Number 5. Pressure slides right off you. They tried to bury you in stress, but you turned their weight into wings. Chosen one, here's what eats them alive. Stress sticks to them like tar, but it bounces right off you. While they drag negativity around like chains, you learned how to burn it into fuel. That's why they look tired, drained, older than their years, and you look untouched. They wanted to watch you fold under pressure, but instead you rose sharper, stronger, glowing brighter than ever. That's what they'll never forgive you for. Stress is poison for most people. It etches lines into their faces, weakens their bodies, clouds their minds. They replay arguments, drown in grudges, obsess over things they can't control. And it shows. But you refuse to let chaos live rent-free in your spirit. You feel the pressure, yes, but instead of breaking, you reshape it. Instead of holding it, you release it. That choice has kept you timeless in a world that's collapsing under its own tension. Stress doesn't age you because you never let it stay long enough to rot you. Imagine this. 2 trees face the same storm. One stiffens against the wind until its branches snap. The other bends, moves, and when the storm passes, it still stands tall. That's you, chosen one. You bend without breaking. You adapt without losing yourself. That's why when storms hit your life, you come back not weaker, but stronger, and the glow you carry after leaves them stunned. You might wonder, but don't I still feel stress? Of course you do. The difference is you don't worship it. You don't let it dig in and rule your life. You take what you can learn from it and throw the rest away. That's what they can't understand. They thought stress would destroy you. Instead, it built you. Your calm under pressure is their worst nightmare because it proves nothing can break you. So every time they see your youthful face, every time they notice how light you carry yourself despite the storms you've survived, it cuts them deep. Because while stress aged them before their time, you turned stress into strength. That's the secret to your timeless presence and the reminder that they could never touch you. Number 6. Your energy is a fortress they'll never breach. They thought your kindness was weakness, but your boundaries broke their teeth when they tried to bite. Chosen one, here's the truth they never saw coming. You guard your energy like a fortress, and that's one of the biggest reasons you look younger, fresher, more alive than the rest. While the world throws its energy away on petty fights, gossip, and toxic attachments, you learned the art of preservation. They mistake your calm for softness, your generosity for naivete, and your kindness for an open door. But the second they try to leech your light, they crash into walls they never knew existed. You don't let everyone into your space. You know energy is everything. It's your fuel, your currency, your life force. And while others burn themselves out, giving pieces of themselves to people who don't deserve it, you keep yours intact. That's why you stay radiant while they look drained. That's why you carry vitality while they sag under exhaustion. Boundaries don't isolate you, they protect the empire you've built inside. Imagine a castle lit brightly from within. Energy leeches gather outside, hoping to sneak in and take what's not theirs. But the gates are guarded with discernment. You decide who enters, and most don't make it past the drawbridge. That's your life. They think they can just walk in, but they leave empty-handed, confused, and frustrated. Because your energy is not free for the taking, it's protected like treasure. You might wonder, doesn't guarding my energy make me cold? No, it makes you wise. You've seen what happens when people let anyone in. They end up drained, bitter, aged by battles that were never theirs to fight. You refused that fate. You chose intention over impulse, peace over chaos. They can't drain what they can't reach. And this is why they can't stand you. They came to siphon your glow, but instead they were met with unyielding strength. They wanted to weaken you, but you blocked them out so effectively that they were forced to drown in their own chaos. That's why you remain light, vibrant, untouched. Your energy is your fortress, chosen one, and every time they fail to breach it, it reminds them that you're untouchable. Number 7. Your detachment cuts deeper than revenge. They wanted you chained to them forever, but your detachment turned their control into dust. Chosen one of the sharpest reasons you look younger than your age is because you've mastered the art of detachment, while the masses clinging to toxic relationships, clinging to failed dreams, clinging to the approval of people who don't even care. You walk away. You don't age yourself dragging dead weight because you understand a truth most can't swallow. Holding on too long will rot both the spirit and the body. They see you let go of what others would agonize over for years, and they call it weakness. But tell me, what's harder? To hold on until you're broken, or to release what doesn't serve you and walk away stronger? Your detachment isn't coldness. It's courage. It's the wisdom to know that baggage doesn't just sit in the mind. It shows on the skin, in the eyes, in the way the body carries itself. That's why you're still glowing while they're weighed down. Letting go doesn't make you empty, it makes you free. Imagine a person dragging suitcases filled with stones through every season of life. Each year, the bags get heavier, their back bends lower, and their face hardens under the weight. Now picture you, hands free, moving light, able to run when needed. Who looks younger? Who feels stronger? That's the power of detachment. And this is exactly why the enemy misjudged you. They thought they could keep you locked in their web with guilt, manipulation, or provocation. They assumed you'd dwell on the pain they caused, replay it endlessly, and age yourself with resentment. Instead, you released it. You let them sit in their own chaos while you walked forward, lighter than before. That's what cuts them the deepest. Your detachment is a wound they can't close. Your refusal to cling is their reminder that they never owned you. So understand this, your detachment is not apathy, it's the highest form of self-respect. It protects your peace, it preserves your vitality, and it makes you timeless. They thought you'd stay chained. Instead, you cut the rope. That's why you remain unbothered, glowing, and untouchable. Number 8. You live by laws that outlast time. They bend themselves chasing trends, while you stand unshaken by truths that never expire. Chosen one, the reason you carry an ageless quality is because you're not tied to the fleeting illusions that enslave most people. While they exhaust themselves trying to keep up with trends, standards, and approval, you operate by timeless truths. You're not racing against the clock. You're moving in rhythm with something eternal, and that alone makes you untouchable. Look around. Most people are ruled by anxiety. They fear missing out. They panic about getting left behind. They stress about what others will think. That fear carves lines into their faces and weight into their spirits. But you don't live by their rules. You know that energy, balance, and purpose are the real foundations of life. You've aligned yourself with principles that never age, never crack, never fade. And that alignment radiates through your face, your presence, your entire aura. Trends wrinkle you. Truth preserves you. Imagine two paths. One filled with flashing lights, distractions, crowds running in circles. The other steady, calm, marked by ancient stones that have stood for centuries. Most people sprint down the first, aging themselves with every step. You walk the second, calm, clear, graceful. Who will look younger in the end? Who will still be standing when the noise burns itself out? And this is what unsettles them. They can't understand why you don't scramble like they do, why you don't break under pressure, why you glow while they fade. They mistake your calm for luck, your wisdom for arrogance, your stability for stubbornness. But the truth is, you simply refuse to build your life on sand. You built it on stone. You don't move with the clock, you move with eternity. So every time they try to box you in, to pressure you into their chaos, they fail. Because your energy isn't chained to the temporary. You don't live in the past. You don't drown in the future. You stand firmly in the present, and that presence itself keeps you radiant. That's why you defy their expectations of time. That's why you glow in ways they'll never grasp. They may not understand it, but they can't deny it. You live by laws that outlast time, and it shows. Number 9. They confused your kindness with weakness. They thought your kindness made you soft. What they didn't see is that it made you untouchable. Chosen one of the biggest mistakes they made was looking at your youthful glow, your calm presence, your open smile, and assuming you were simple. They equated kindness with gullibility, softness with weakness, and peace with ignorance. They thought they could manipulate you, walk over you, and get away with it. But nothing exposes their blindness more than the moment they realize your kindness is not weakness, it's power. Most people don't understand this. Cruelty ages the spirit. Bitterness carves lines into the face. Malice bends the body. But kindness keeps you light. Compassion preserves your glow. That's why you look younger. It's the evidence of your choice to stay untainted in a world that thrives on corrosion. And that choice unsettles them because it means you have mastered something they can't even grasp. Your kindness is not naivete, it's strategy. Imagine a fox moving silently in the woods, underestimated by predators who think it's harmless. Yet behind the calm eyes lies sharp awareness, every move calculated. That's you. Your kindness confuses enemies until they're forced to face a truth that cuts deeper than any blade. You saw their games before they even played them. You might wonder, but why do they keep mistaking me for easy prey? Because they can't imagine someone being kind by choice. They assume kindness comes from ignorance, when in reality it comes from strength. They can't comprehend that you're aware of every trick, every manipulation, every flattery, and you simply refuse to let it poison you. Your smile disarms, but your discernment destroys. And here's what makes it brutal for them. Your youthful aura becomes camouflage. They see softness where there is strategy. They see innocence where there is insight. They walk in thinking you're their target, only to walk out realizing they were never even in your league. Their plans collapse before they begin because your intuition reads them like an open book. So let them keep mistaking your kindness for simplicity. Each time they do, they only reveal how blind they are. Because underneath that glow lies wisdom sharper than their schemes and strength deeper than their malice. That's why you remain radiant and they remain defeated. Number 10. You don't beg for their applause. They drained their youth chasing validation while you preserved yours by never needing their approval. Chosen one of the greatest reasons you look younger, fresher, and more alive than your years is because you refuse to play their game of validation. While the world runs itself ragged, chasing likes, comments, claps, and status, you learned a truth they can't stomach. No opinion from the outside can ever define your worth. That realization alone separates you from the masses, and it shows. Look at how most people live. They bend themselves into shapes that don't fit just to be accepted. They wear masks, spend money they don't have, and sacrifice peace for attention that vanishes in seconds. No wonder they look exhausted. No wonder their faces carry the weight of desperation. They're burning themselves out, chasing approval from people who don't even care. You, on the other hand, glow because you never gave them that power. Validation ages you. Self-worth preserves you. Imagine a performer who lives only for applause. Every silence feels like death. Every cheer fades too quickly, and they're never satisfied. Now imagine someone walking freely, secure in who they are, not needing a crowd to confirm it. Which one looks younger at the end of the day? Which one carries peace instead of pressure? That's you, chosen one. And this is why they misjudge you. Your calm confidence rattles them. They mistake it for arrogance because they can't believe someone could be that secure without outside approval. But your assurance isn't pride, it's freedom. You built it from within, and that's something they can't buy, copy, or fake. The moment you stopped begging for validation was the moment you became timeless. They thought they could manipulate you with praise or tear you down with criticism, but you're beyond both. Whether they clap or stay silent, you remain the same. That's what makes you unshakable. That's what keeps you glowing. And every time they see you stand tall without their approval, it burns them because it reminds them how enslaved they are to opinions. You don't need their applause, chosen one. That's why you look younger than your age, and that's why you'll outlast them all. Number 11. You refuse to stay who they remember. They wanted you frozen in place, but your evolution made their plans obsolete overnight. Chosen one of the sharpest reasons you stay vibrant, youthful, and ahead of the curve is because you're always evolving. While others fight change and cling to outdated comfort zones, you embrace transformation like fuel. You don't fear what's next, you lean into it. And that willingness to grow is exactly why time seems to move slower for you and faster for them. Most people age not because of years, but because of resistance. They dig their heels into the past, terrified of change, stuck in the same routines, replaying the same mistakes. That stagnation weighs them down until it shows on their bodies, faces, and spirits. But you treat life as a journey. Every challenge, every setback, every obstacle, you use it. You transform pain into wisdom, failure into fuel, endings into beginnings. That constant renewal keeps you sharp, fresh, and unstoppable. Stagnation ages, evolution preserves. Imagine water in a pond left untouched. Over time it grows stale, murky, lifeless. Now imagine a river, always moving, always shifting, always clear. Which one looks alive? That's you, chosen one. You are the river. While others stagnate in their fear of change, you flow with the universe, adapting, reshaping, never afraid to shed old skins. And this is what infuriates them. They try to pin you down, to label you, to control you based on who you used to be. But every time they think they've figured you out, you've already grown into a new version. Their plans collapse because they were designed for yesterday's you, not today's. That unpredictability is your power, and it keeps you timeless. You don't just survive change, you thrive on it. So when they ask, why do you still look so radiant? Why haven't you worn down like us? The answer is simple. You refuse to stay the same. You evolve with every season, every challenge, every lesson, and that forward momentum keeps you vibrant while they wither in their sameness. Chosen one, your evolution is your secret weapon. That's why you look younger than your age, and why no one can ever keep up with you. Number 12. You tap into energy they can't steal. They drained themselves chasing the grind, while you stayed radiant by plugging into a source they'll never touch. Chosen one, the reason you seem to glow while others fade is because you're tapped into a current of energy that never runs dry. While they burn themselves out chasing validation, money, or distraction, you draw strength from something eternal. That's why you look untouched by stress, untouched by time. It isn't about beauty routines or shortcuts. It's about alignment with energy bigger than the world's noise. Most people live exhausted because they're pulling from empty wells. They try to fill their spirit with approval, entertainment, or temporary highs, and it shows in their faces, in their posture, in their drained aura. But you've learned to recharge in ways they'll never understand. Through reflection, solitude, creativity, or simply listening to the flow of the universe, you connect to energy that renews you daily. That's why you can face storms and still glow afterwards. It's not luck, it's connection. They chase caffeine and chaos. You channel clarity and calm. Imagine two lamps. One is plugged into the wall, steady and glowing. The other relies on disposable batteries, constantly running out, constantly flickering. Which lasts longer? That's the difference between you and them. They're running on fumes while you're drawing from infinity. And here's what really drives them mad. They can't copy it. They envy your vitality. They whisper about your glow. They try to figure out your secret. But this isn't something you can buy, fake, or steal. It comes from alignment, from discipline, from choosing daily to stay connected to what gives life instead of what drains it. That's why their envy cuts deep, because it reminds them they'll never be able to imitate what they don't understand. Your timelessness is their proof that shortcuts never win. So when they wonder why you look ageless, why you recover faster, why your presence feels lighter, it's because you're plugged into a source that never empties. They thought they could mess with you, drain you, take from you. But they were wrong. Your energy is endless, and your glow is untouchable. Number 13. Your glow exposes what they hide. They don't hate your light. They hate the shadows it forces them to see in themselves. Chosen one, your youthful energy is more than a gift. It's a mirror, and that mirror terrifies them. Every time you walk into the room with vitality, peace, and a glow they can't explain, it reflects back to them everything they've neglected in their own lives. The lines on their faces, the heaviness in their bodies, the bitterness in their spirits, it all screams louder when they stand next to you, and instead of being inspired, they feel threatened. They see your glow and wonder, why do they look so alive while I look so drained? But instead of fixing their own neglect, they project their insecurities onto you. They mock, gossip, attack, not because of who you are, but because of who they aren't. Your presence reminds them of what they could be if they had the courage to let go of toxicity and reclaim their own power. And that reminder cuts deeper than any insult you could throw. Your glow doesn't steal their peace, it only shows them they never had any. Imagine a cracked mirror. Someone looks into it and sees every flaw exaggerated, every imperfection magnified. That's how they experience you. Your energy amplifies what they've tried to bury. They can't stand it, so they lash out, thinking if they dim you, they won't have to face themselves. But the truth? You're not dimming. You're not responsible for their discomfort. Their reaction is proof that your light exposes truths they've spent years hiding. And here's what burns them most. You don't carry their weight. They throw their envy, their judgments, their bitterness at you, hoping to stain you. But you remain untouchable. You shine anyway. You laugh anyway. You live anyway. Because your vitality is yours, and no one can take it unless you hand it over. Their insecurities rot them. Your glow renews you. So understand this, chosen one. Every time your youthfulness triggers them, it's not about you. It's about the gap between who they are and who they could be. Your glow is their mirror, and their rage is their confession. You keep shining because their shadows can't cover your light. Number 13. Your glow exposes what they hide. They don't hate your light, they hate the shadows it forces them to see in themselves. Chosen one, Your youthful energy is more than a gift. It's a mirror, and that mirror terrifies them. Every time you walk into the room with vitality, peace, and a glow they can't explain, it reflects back to them everything they've neglected in their own lives. The lines on their faces, the heaviness in their bodies, the bitterness in their spirits, it all screams louder when they stand next to you. And instead of being inspired, they feel threatened. They see your glow and wonder, why do they look so alive while I look so drained? But instead of fixing their own neglect, they project their insecurities onto you. They mock, gossip, attack, not because of who you are, but because of who they aren't. Your presence reminds them of what they could be if they had the courage to let go of toxicity and reclaim their own power. And that reminder cuts deeper than any insult you could throw. Your glow doesn't steal their peace. It only shows them they never had any. Imagine a cracked mirror. Someone looks into it and sees every flaw exaggerated, every imperfection magnified. That's how they experience you. Your energy amplifies what they've tried to bury. They can't stand it, so they lash out, thinking if they dim you, they won't have to face themselves. But the truth, you're not dimming, you're not responsible for their discomfort. Their reaction is proof that your light exposes truths they've spent years hiding. And here's what burns them most. You don't carry their weight. They throw their envy, their judgments, their bitterness at you, hoping to stain you. But you remain untouchable. You shine anyway. You laugh anyway. You live anyway. Because your vitality is yours, and no one can take it unless you hand it over. Their insecurities rot them. Your glow renews you. So understand this, chosen one. Every time your youthfulness triggers them, it's not about you. It's about the gap between who they are and who they could be. Your glow is their mirror, and their rage is their confession. You keep shining because their shadows can't cover your light. Number 14. Your youthfulness is their silent defeat. Every wrinkle they earned from bitterness becomes more obvious standing next to your glow. Chosen one, here's the truth they don't dare say out loud. Your youthfulness is their defeat. Every time you walk into a room, your presence becomes a silent scoreboard, while they've aged themselves with gossip, grudges, and chaos. You show up radiant, timeless, untouched. That comparison is torture to them, because it reminds them that every toxic choice they made is written on their face, while your discipline and peace are written on yours. They see you smile, and it rattles them. They notice the calm in your voice, and it grinds their nerves. They catch the light in your eyes, and it feels like an accusation. Why? Because you are proof of what they could have been if they had chosen differently. You are the living evidence that peace preserves, that bitterness destroys, and that resilience leaves a glow they can never fake. Your face tells the story of survival. Theirs tells the story of surrender. Imagine two people standing side by side. One spent decades chasing validation, drowning in drama, fueled by envy. The other chose clarity, boundaries, and self-respect. Who looks older? Who looks alive? That contrast is why your very existence unsettles them. You didn't just survive, you thrived. And that thriving becomes their silent punishment. They might try to dismiss you with words like lucky or fake. But the truth is, luck doesn't give you resilience, and fake can't carry the kind of peace that radiates naturally from your skin. Their accusations are only confessions of envy. Every insult they throw is just proof they see the difference but can't accept it. Your glow is their reminder that they wasted years and you didn't. So understand this. Your youthfulness isn't just about how you look. It's about what it represents. It's evidence that you stayed disciplined where they fell apart, that you released what aged you while they clung to it, that you chose freedom while they chose bondage. That's why they thought they could mess with you, but every time they see your timelessness, they know they already lost. And so, chosen one, we arrive at the undeniable truth. Your timeless glow isn't an accident. It's proof of everything you've survived, everything you've mastered, and everything they could never take from you. They thought they could break you, but your youthfulness became their reminder that nothing they tried worked. You are living evidence that peace, resilience, and discipline defy time itself. If this message speaks to you, press that like button, subscribe for more, drop the number 77 in the comments, and share this with someone who needs to be reminded of their own glow.